Hey Houseguest, welcome to today's Big Brother 21 updates and spoilers. Our Houseguest of the day is George Lane the Fourth, aka Gioepe. George is one of our OGs, so I'm very excited that he's the Houseguest of the day today. Thank you so much for all the support and for watching us for all these years. We really appreciate it and could not do this without you, so thank you again. And if you guys want to be Houseguest of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. I swear to God, this season is actually killing my brain because I had the worst headache today too. I've been having awful headaches lately. I'm sure it's also like allergies and like my eyes feeling dry because of the air conditioning and the fan and stuff, but I kind of feel like just blaming this season. Okay, I think that's fair. So when we left off yesterday, Christy and Tommy finished their poison ivy punishment, so they got to wash off their rashes, but Holly's crotch rash is still there. She can't wash hers off. So first she was saying that it was from the hot tub. Now she's saying that there's bed bugs in the HOH room. Nobody else seems to have this rash though. Maybe it's because the one you lay with is rubbing deodorant all over his bathing suit area. I mean, makes sense to me. Is she allergic to Old Spice? I don't know. So anyway, the sister wives, Holly and Kat, are chatting in the backyard. And Holly says, oh, I talked to Nicole last night, which was actually like 2 nights ago in real time. You know, the night before. And Nicole was thanking her for keeping her off the block, blah, blah, blah. And Holly let her know, you were an option to go up. So she's trying to make sure that Nicole feels like she owes her now because she kept her off the block. No. Okay, but Holly and Kat are both pissed about something that Nick said. So earlier in the day, everyone was just joking around. They were all zinging each other, coming up with insults that Zingbot may or may not use, and Nick made one up for Jackson, and it goes a little something like this. Monkey see, monkey do. Your BB body count is up to 2. Oof! So at first it was like, body count? He's like killing people? What? But no, he's referring to Jackson sleeping with both Kat and Holly. So they were not happy about that. They agree that it was a low blow, it was effed up, and Kat's like, how do people know? Why are people talking about that? Maybe because ya dude told everyone. Jackson has gone around being like, oh, I slept with 2 people, oh my god, I slept with Kat, I slept with Holly, what? So they thought that people in the house didn't know about it. So Holly is telling Kat, you should just keep denying it. Kat is also pissed about Nick talking about her body. He's made a lot of comments about her breasts and like her implants and stuff, and she's like, She says if she was at home, she would drag him to hell and back. That'd be pretty fun, right? But Kat talks about game a little bit. She's like, okay, what's gonna happen after this week, assuming I'm still here? Because of course Kat is gonna be paranoid that she's up on the block. So she's worried that people are gonna forget about Nick and he's gonna fly right back under the radar. So Holly's like, I hope not. That's really reassuring. So she also says she doesn't buy it that Sam and Nick are no longer working together. Duh. Of course they're still working together, come on. But Kat is worried that there's gonna be some sort of plan at the last minute to get rid of her and save Sam. And Holly's like, no, there's no way that anyone would be that stupid. The real response here is there's no way that anyone would be that smart to try and pull off a move like that. Okay, so Kat says that she wants to win HOH, and she's already going over her nomination speech. She's like, I'm gonna put someone up and say, you continually talk about my body and my sexuality, and I don't like it, so I'm putting you up. Good luck in the veto, good luck in life. So she's like implying that it would be Nick, but honestly, that could also be about Jackson. So Holly's like, oh, that would be badass, because she thinks it's about Nick, but who freaking knows? It could be either way. Or both. Imagine she put up both of them. That'd be hilarious. So then Kat says that she misses Marty, and I believe she's referred to Marty in the house as her friend on the outside, but Marty, I believe, is the one who's saying he was her boyfriend before the show started, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should Google all that mess because it's sloppy. But yeah, apparently Marty is like her boyfriend from before she went on the show. And she's like, I hope he still likes me. So then the feeds briefly cut. And when they come back, the sister wives are talking about how their like little love triangle looks to the viewers. And Holly says, we decide how it's seen. No, you don't. We've already seen it all. You're not going to be able to spin this. We've seen it. We know what's going on. We know that you've both slept with Jackson. Are you like, do you know what show you're on? And Holly continues to try and like act like they planned it this way. And she's like, haha, America. What? Like, what do you think the live feeds are? It's just like a 5-minute thing every day? No. So anyway, Holly and Jackson were chatting later in the HOH room, and Holly feels like Sis is still pissed about how the HOH competition went down when Jackson was telling Holly, like, don't give up, hang in there, don't throw it to Sis. Yeah, I think she's still upset about it. I think it was also a huge wake-up call for Sis. She realized, whoa, I need to start building something outside of the 6 because there's some shady stuff going on here, and I'm gonna have to actually like play? What? You want me to what? So Holly also thinks that Sis is so jealous of her relationship with Jackson. Because Jack is not affectionate and he doesn't talk about his feelings and blah blah blah. Oh my god. She thinks that Sis is jealous of her relationship with Jackson. Are you kidding me? Both of their relationships suck. If you can even call them relationships. Oh my god. So she says that Sis is trying to weaken them by flirting with Jackson because, according to Jackson, Sis has been ramping up flirting with him lately. And Holly says, on a game level, it's pathetic. And in real life, it's against girl code. Which is ironic because Sis gets so pissed when Kat flirts with Jack and she's saying that's against girl code. But it's just like this vicious cycle, isn't it? So anyway, Holly says that Sis is used to having every guy wrapped around her finger. And Jackson is going on and on about how she's probably annoyed because Jackson like never made a move on her and he wanted to get with Holly. But it's just like sickening to hear him talk like this because I remember in the beginning of the season when he was done with Kat, he was all like, ooh, I'm into Sis and Holly, but I don't think that Holly, or I don't think that Sis would be into me. So like he didn't want to go for her because he knew that she would reject him, or like, I don't know. But it's just like crazy the way he's spinning this shit. So I can only listen to so much of the Love Island bullshit. But at one point, Jackson was saying, the last thing I'd want is to walk out of this house, and because of the things that they've said, they meaning Christy and Sis, people think that I'm disrespectful, and then the feed's cut, but we know he means disrespectful to women, because that's what Christy and Sis have been saying about him. So the feeds are in and out during this conversation. Like, really, he thinks that we're gonna think he's disrespectful to women because of what Christy and Sis are saying? No! It's because of the things that you're saying. There is no middleman here. There is no one like spinning your story to make you look bad. We see it. We see that you're an a-hole. So Jackson says, that's jeopardizing my character. Ugh, we're gonna come back to that in a bit. But they do have some game talk while they're chatting, and Holly says she really just wants them to fade back into the background after this week. She wants to go back to being a secret savage. For a second, I thought I wrote secret sausage, which was funnier. But anyway, secret savage. And Holly is worried that she could be targeted soon because people Logically, you'd think people would want to target the 6, right? If this was any other season. But she feels like they're gonna be too scared to go after the big players like Christy and Jack. So instead, they'll put up her and Sis because they're easier to pick off. So Jackson says even if that did happen, Sis would go because she's got a bad attitude. That's not how that works, but okay. So Holly is not so sure that she would be safe. She thinks that she could be the one to go. So then Holly says that Christy is really running things and nobody's gonna touch her because she's just like Mama Manifest and no one wants to go against her. And she says Jack has done a really good job of getting in with people and everyone's just afraid of becoming his target too, so they don't want to go after him. Cliff did and then didn't. But yeah, you guys are kind of at the bottom of your group, so you might want to make some moves here, do something crazy. So meanwhile, Nick and Cliff are having a game chat. This is unbelievable and not in a good way. So Nick says, Nick has got an awful read on this house, okay? He says he feels really good with Christy and Tommy. He doesn't think that they would put him up. To be fair, Tommy does not want to get rid of Nick because he does feel that he has a good relationship with him, but Christy's just like, Nick's gotta go. Nick's gotta go. So yeah, she would want him to go. But he was also saying later that the worst case scenario for him, HOH-wise next week, would be for Sis, Jack, or Jackson to win, which is hilarious because 2 out of those 3, Sis and Jackson, also would not want to touch Nick because they feel like he can do dirty work for them. So he's just all over the place. He doesn't know what's really going on in here. But Cliff and Nick both agree the couples are gonna need them when it's time for them to go after each other. Oh, it sounds so sad. Oh, this is like freaking One Fine Day or something. So Nick says we just need to make it to the 8 and then we'll be all set. You know, they're gonna scoop us up and it'll be great. So Cliff is suggesting they team up with Christy and Tommy to take out the other couples when the time comes. Basically, when Christy and Tommy want us, they can have us. So Cliff wants to make Christy feel like she's running the show. She is. And he's hoping maybe they can even get her to use her power next week in their favor. We'll see. They just have to make sure that they, again, make her feel like she's doing this on her own, like she is in control here because she doesn't like being told what to do. So Nick says they should not make a bold move right now if either of them win HOH. He's trying to get back in with the 6. He wants to show them that they can trust him. And Cliff is saying, well, if we wait too long to get something going here, we're not going to have the numbers to do anything. That is correct. So they're talking about how ideally they would love to see Nicole win HOH because she can make a move against the 6 and then they don't have to get their hands dirty. They're pretty confident that Nicole would not come after them, and I'm pretty sure she wouldn't. That would be really dumb, and Nicole is not dumb like that. But then on the flip side, they're saying if one of them were to win HOH, the 6 are probably going to be pushing for them to put up Nicole and Jess. And I think they're partially right here. I think they will push for them to put up Nicole. But I think they could also push them to put up, like if Cliff wins, be like, oh, you should put up Nick and Nicole. And if Nick wins, be like, you should put up Cliff and Nicole. The sad thing is, I feel like if Nick won HOH, he would do that. Cliff, I'm not so sure. Maybe he would be like, okay, I'm gonna put up Jess and Kat. I don't know. Maybe he would make a big move again. Who knows? But anyway, they both say that they would hate to put up Nicole. But at the end of the day, this is a game, and if that's gonna help them make it further, then that's what they're gonna have to do. Oh my god, I swear, if either of them win HOH and put up Nicole, I don't even know. I don't even know. So, Cliff says he would potentially go for Jack again if he wins HOH, but if he is gonna take another shot at Jack, he would run it by Christy first. Oh my god! Because that worked out so well the first time. Remember when she screwed you over? So yeah, he again is saying he wants Christy to feel like she's included. She's making the decisions here. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. But they're both saying that they would love to sit in the final two together. Good luck with that. And I really freaking hope that Cliff was just BSing Nick in this conversation, because he knows, he's seen it, that Cliff knows that Nick will take any little nugget of information that he can and bring it back to the six to try and gain their trust. So if Cliff goes in there saying like, oh, I'm gonna put up freaking Jack and Jackson again, Nick could just turn around and bring that to them. He's, you know, Cliff knows better than to spill all of his info to Nick. So I'm hoping that's why he was kind of playing along with Nick. But then again, who knows? Okay, so anyway, later, oh god, Sis was hanging out in the garbage can in the storage room waiting to scare people. And honestly, the screen caps from this, just seeing her like peeking out of the garbage can, first of all, she has completed her transformation into Sis the Grouch, just like Oscar the Grouch from Sesame Street. She's always angry, and now she's hanging out in the garbage. And that, just like a screenshot of her in the garbage can, it just summed up the whole season in one photo, right? Okay, so a little later, oh my god, Sis was talking to Christy and Tommy, and they were asking her about her relationship with Jack and how it's going, and she said her feelings are growing for him more every day, but she knows that once this game is over, he's still in love with his ex, and he's probably gonna try and get back with her. And she says it's fine though, because she says she and Jack both know that they're hot and they can get anyone they want. Oh my god! Get back in the trash! Okay, Sis is really getting on a lot of people's nerves at this point, especially the girls. So Kat, Holly, and Jess were all up in the HOH room doing face masks, and they were talking a lot about Sis, and they were specifically saying like her only gameplay so far has been flirting. She flirts with like every single guy. She even flirts with Christy, and they feel like she's playing a high school mean girl game, and they don't like it. So Kat is getting kind of paranoid that Sis is going to try and get rid of her and keep Sam this week. Everyone's assuring her it's not going to happen. There's no way. Don't worry about it. So then eventually Jackson joins them. This really makes my blood boil. So Kat is bringing up Nick's zing about the body count, blah, blah, blah. And again, Jackson, Kat, and Holly are all acting like this is the first that us live feeders have heard of Kat sleeping with Jackson. Like, we didn't know about it before, and Nick just blew that information, you know, to everybody. What the F? Like, are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding? Okay, so then Jackson's like, oh, I can't believe he was saying that. That's so awful. And then he's like, why is Christy insisting that I'm the one that's disrespectful to women? Ah! Oh my god! Okay, so anyway, Kat says, honestly, she will put Nick up for all of his comments. They're not cool. Her mom is watching, and her mom, guess what, is gonna be seeing all the shit that Jackson has said. So I hope her mom tells her when she gets out of the house. Okay, so then Jackson says, if I ever make you uncomfortable or say something disrespectful to you, let me know. Okay, well, list. But no, that's not how it goes. He's like, the Christy thing really bothered me when she was saying that he's disrespectful to women. And he says, okay, Kat, like, you and I butt heads every once in a while, and I get frustrated, but I keep things factual. I'm not going to personally dig you, shame you, or say something derogatory. What? Do you have any self-awareness? Have you just been like blacked out for the past month? Are you joking? So he says, if I get frustrated, it's for a valid reason. He says, I'm never gonna put you down for personal things or image, character, heritage, race, sexual orientation, sexual activity. I can't even believe the words that are coming out of his mouth. So I, along with the rest of the internet, are wondering, did production tip him off or what? Are they telling him, you better start like apologizing on the feeds, this is how you're being perceived outside the house? Because it certainly seems like they did. So Jackson, oh my god, this is really effed. Jackson says to Kat, I get where you're coming from. If I was a girl in this house, I'd feel the same way. Shut up, asshole. If you were a girl acting the way that you do in the Big Brother house, you would be the first one out, and you would also be one of the biggest villains in Big Brother history. He gets away with so much shit, it is disgusting. So then Kat's like, this is where it gets even worse, because Kat is like, oh, I appreciate it, I appreciate you. And Jackson is then asking Jess, well, do you think that I'm disrespectful towards women? And Jess says, no. She says he's a little aggressive, but it's in his nature. And I just want to cry right now hearing this, because it is so painful to listen to. So Jackson's like, well, I'm just like racking my brain here, trying to think of examples of me being disrespectful towards women. And Kat says, oh, you might be aggressive, and that aggression might be misunderstood, but you have a big heart. I feel like I'm in the mother effing Twilight Zone. Oh, what is going on here? So then Big Brother gave them some booze. They got some beer and wine. Who gives a shit? It's just more disappointment for us. So Holly and Kat were chatting in the HOH room, and they agree, yes, Jackson can be aggressive. He tells a bunch of stories from college that do not paint him in a good light, and they don't like that. However, they feel like it's not a big deal. Kat says that he only tells those stories because he thinks that it makes him look cool. And she says, has he said some things that are slightly disrespectful to women? Honestly, yes. But then she says, I don't think he actually meant those things. It was more of him with like a frat boy persona that he has been told in the past is cool. Why are you making excuses for him? Why? So Kat is then saying that she doesn't think it's cool for Sis to be pushing this persona on Jackson that he's disrespectful towards women because it like fits into her agenda now. Wake up, please wake up. So it seems like she's just she's doing a total 180 here, because Sis is now suddenly saying that Jackson is disrespectful. So of course Holly is agreeing with all of this. She's like, oh yeah, Jackson's wonderful, he's great, he's so caring. So then they also start talking a little bit of game, and Kat says that last week Christy was talking to her about potentially using her power at some point to backdoor Jackson. Again, because of all the like him being disrespectful towards women, blah, blah, blah. She doesn't like the way he talks to people, whatever. So Kat says that she made sure that that didn't happen by saying that she wanted to be the one to backdoor him. So like, leave him for me, I'll take care of him kind of thing. So like, wait. Does she actually want to get rid of him or not? Because now she's playing it off like she doesn't want to. But maybe she's just saying that because she's trying to cover up her tracks here. Kat tells Holly, like, if you hear that I was dropping Jackson's name last week, that's why. So I think either way, it was really smart of her to come up with that cover. I think it's like legit for her to be saying that. But at the same time, I'm gonna be really disappointed if she was saying that she wanted to go after Jackson and it really was just so that Christy wouldn't target him. That would be so lame. So then Holly's like, okay, well, does Christy still want to use her power to take out Jackson? And Kat says, no, those two have squashed their issues. She's not going to do that anymore. They have not squashed their issues. So anyway, some quick other stuff from last night. Christy is making sure that Sis and Jack don't get too close. She checked in with Jack, and you know, she just heard from Sis that she's starting to catch feelings for Jack. So Christy basically tells Jack, like, I know you guys are getting a lot closer, but she still wants to hear that she's Jack's number one. And Jack confirms he is on another level with Christy. She is his number one. So I think Christy felt pretty good about that. Anyway, also, this is fun. Cliff has been pranking Jackson. Jackson like freaked out earlier because people were they were opening up new jars of peanut butter before the old one was finished, and it was like in the refrigerator, and he was freaking out about it. So then Cliff decided to put other jars of peanut butter in the fridge and try and mess with him a little bit. But Jackson didn't really freak out because he knows that people are doing this to mess with him. Because, I mean, there was like, I don't know, like 7 or 8 jars in there or something. So he's just like, very funny, guys. Okay, so then Sam and Nicole were trying to talk some sense into Nick. So the 6, they're telling him the 6 are going to target you no matter what. So you should probably just go after them if you win HOH. And Nick is like, no, I want to play it safe. I don't want to be evicted right after if I make a big move. So he's still acting like he would nominate Jess and Kat. Yeah, unless the 6 told him to do something else, and I'm sure he would do that. What if they were like, if you put up Cliff and Nicole, you're back in with us? I feel like there is a huge chance that he would actually do that. So, one other thing from last night, Sam is waiting to campaign. He didn't start last night. He's gonna focus on the big players that make the decisions and the HOH. So he's planning on talking to Christy, Tommy, Jack, Jackson, Holly, but he didn't do any of it last night. He wants to wait. Okay, so today, Sam is on the campaign trail. He talked to Jess. She wasn't on the list, what? But he was like, okay, Jess, I'm gonna be real with you. I did mention you as a target for me early in the game, first few weeks. And isn't it weird that people are only telling you about this now when I'm on the block? Why didn't they tell you about this earlier? That's kind of fishy, right? So he's telling her, keep me if you feel like I can help your game. I would be a big target in front of you, especially with Nick still here. And he's telling her, you are not my target. I have bigger fish to fry. Yeah, Jess is not gonna keep him. Okay, so then Sam was campaigning to Jackson. This one went a little bit better for Sam. So he's telling Jackson, I never broke trust with the group. I have more to offer you than Kat can. You know, I'm really good in competitions, blah, blah, blah. And Jackson starts encouraging Sam to get things off his chest. Because, you know, there's been all this talk about Sam having information on Christy and him potentially spilling it during his eviction speech. But Jackson wants to know now. So, like, this is your chance to blow up Christy's game. And he's saying, even if you go, it could help Nick's game. It could help my game. So, Sam's about to tell him some info. And Tommy busts into the room, interrupts their chat. Because it's time to rehearse for the flash mob that they're going to be doing. I thought they were supposed to be doing it on Monday. They didn't. Apparently, they're doing it today at 6 p.m. Big Brother time, so that's 9 Eastern. And I don't know why I was saying it was going to be on After Dark last time. I got confused with the time zones. Okay, so yeah, it'll be 9 o'clock Eastern if they're on time. But Tommy was like, can you guys pause campaigning? Wow, for your freaking dance rehearsal? Dude, come on. So they do pause it. They continue after. And Sam starts sharing the info about Christy from Cliff's HOH week. This is the same stuff that I was telling you guys about, the last like 2 days, about how Christy was on board for Jack and Jackson to go up on the block as long as it wasn't her going up, and she was gonna do whatever Cliff wanted, vote however he wanted her to, not use her power, blah, blah, blah. But then everything got messed up when Jackson won the power veto, and that's when she turned on Nick and Sam. So Jackson's like, ooh, this is some good info. So he says he's gonna talk to Jack about it, and if Jack's on board, and Holly, you know, they could potentially flip this vote, and Sam promises if they do that, he will work with them and they can go after Christy. I feel like Jackson definitely wants this to happen, and I think he will talk to people about it. However, I do not see this working because Holly does not want Kat to go, especially not on her HOH week. So I think Holly's gonna be super against this, but then again, if she's totally digmatized by Jackson, you never know what could happen. So there is the possibility for a vote flip here. I don't think Jack is gonna be too keen on going against Christy either. So I don't know, we'll see what happens, but whichever way it goes, it sounds like the next day is gonna be very busy. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. We're getting in that home stretch before eviction here. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and until then, much love.